Are you wondering when the real estate bubble is going to burst? I'm Dustin Fisher from the Fisher Home Team, and this video is for you. The term, "Is a housing market going to crash?" saw a 2,500% increase in Google over the last 2 weeks. That's huge. There's a lot of concerned people out there, and I understand why. With the crazy housing market, with demand as high as it is, all these crazy words flying around. But don't worry, I figured I'd take a short minute just to shoot a video and kind of explain what's going on. So first, let's look at what happened in 2008. So 05, 06, 07, lenders were giving away loans to anybody that could sign a paper. These people shouldn't even been anywhere close to buying a house. They were way underqualified. But they lured them in by a cheap payment with an adjustable rate mortgage. So let's say you bought a house, your first year your payment was $500 a month. Then that second year that adjustable rate kicked in and it could have went up to $1,000, if not $1,500. So when your payment doubles, if not triples, you can't afford it. So that was the crisis. We had people that couldn't afford houses buying houses, which created a huge demand. And then in turn, that second, third year, they couldn't afford the payments. So then we had a financial problem because all these mortgages went into default. The banks couldn't handle it. So that's where we're happening. That's what happened in 2008. That's why we had this big crash with all this financial institutions. All these people lost values in their home, the stock market. It was a horrible mess. Good thing the government stepped in because now we have all these overlays that protect people from the adjustable rates. They protect people from predatory lending. So we're covered as far as that aspect goes. Now let's fast forward today. Kind of the same market. We're seeing this crazy demand. Home prices are rising. Everything seems crazy. All these terms are being thrown out. Everything that's going on. It's a little uneasy because nobody wants to relive what we went through in 2008. But there's a little difference this time. This go around, lenders have these huge overlays. It's harder now to get a loan than it's ever been. You have all the hoops to jump through. You have all the regulatory boards and regulations to meet. It's very difficult. So the buyers that are in the market today are truly qualified buyers. So this is an actual demand problem. This is not artificial like 2008. These people can afford houses. If they have an adjustable rate, they've made sure they can afford the adjustable rate. We're sound as far as the buyers go. So then you ask, what's causing the problem? What's causing all this demand? It's a true, honest supply problem. So here's what we're dealing with. Basically, it's a hangover from 2008. 2008, everybody was building, everybody was making money, everything was great. We see how that ended. Greed got the best of everybody. Now, all those builders that were building in 2008, they're not around anymore. They all found other jobs, they started other businesses because they couldn't survive on building houses. So now here we sit, no one to build houses, but everybody's trying to buy houses. So let's take a look real quick at the home completion builds by decades. So as you see on this graph, from 2010 to 2019, we had 6.5 million homes completed. Now let's look at the decade before that. Let's look at the other decades. We're running a little over half of the traditional standard numbers of what we need. There's not enough homes being built. So what that's causing, that's creating a true supply problem. So supply and demand, now the home prices are going up. What about all the houses that are getting ready to go into foreclosure today because of the pandemic? Well, to be honest with you, the mortgage forbearance is working. Let's look at the graph and you'll be able to see the numbers. So May of last year, we had close to 5 million houses in default. Let's fast forward to 1 year later. We have about 2.3. So about half of the people that were in default last year are no longer in default this year. So let's look at worst case scenario. Let's say the mortgage forbearance quits working and this number can't come down anymore. So if we took 2.3 million houses and inserted them into our market now, honestly, it would actually help us. It would help stabilize where we're at because it would help meet some of that demand we have. So in short, this is not a bubble. It's actually truly a true supply and demand problem. And until we get more supply in the market, this is where we're at, folks. Hold on. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Again, Dustin Fisher with the Fisher Home Team. See you next time.